We live in a world where there is so much chaos, so much anger, because people have forgotten to begin in a good way every day, before they have meetings, before they teach school. And so let me begin in a good way for all of you. I think I've been teaching it almost all my life. I certainly have been doing this sage ceremony here in Alberta for at least 25 years.
A lot of what we do and what guides us is Itapatope, the Indigenous strategy for the University of Calgary. And in there, it states that we should be working with traditional knowledge keepers, that we should be engaging with Indigenous ways of knowing in order to do things in a good way.
Every territory has their own medicine that they use, that they have smudge ceremonies with. And when we do a smudge ceremony, what we are doing is we are beginning in a good way. We are connecting ourselves to Mother Earth. So when I smudge every day, we are using sage that we picked. When we pick medicines, we have ceremonies and stories and songs that we sing. We follow our ceremonies exactly the way we were taught. We learn them from our families, from our elders. My teachings came from my grandmother, Ethel Scott Bear, and so I acknowledge my grandmother and the songs that we would sing.
The sage gathering gets us back on the land. It allows us to pick medicines that are actually going to support the work of the Grandmother's Lodge and the Indigenous Research Support Team, because we smudge in some of our meetings, in our ceremonies, in some of our events. And so we need to gather these medicines every year.
I have this beautiful sage, and this beautiful sage was gathered by women because in my way of knowing from my grandmother's teachings, we go out with our children and we gather sage. We only gather as women because the teachings are that when we take the sage from her family, we wrap her in print or in a blanket, and we carry her in our arms like this because we become her mother. The sage we treat like our babies. And when we do that and not take them from the root, when we go back next year, there they will be. So we can take those leaves, we can even twist her off above Mother Earth so we don't pull her by the roots, but we never do that without offering tobacco first. We cover our legs as females in all ceremonies. And when we cover our legs, we are reminding people that we are like that teepee. In my culture, the woman owns that teepee. And so she is the one that is the first one to welcome that child into that teepee, to provide those teachings about the values we carry deep within our belly button. And when we walk up along Mother Earth, she feels our skirt touching her. And she acknowledges the female species or those that identify as female. And so when we go out to pick, we are coming from that place of love and kindness, respect. We bring that sage back and we put it together on a blanket and we smudge her and we sing our songs, which are there to acknowledge her. We do dry all of our medicine to preserve it so that it will last all winter for us. When she is ready, we take the leaves off of her, and then we take the sage. When she's dry, we can roll her into a nice ball like this, and then we just put her into something from Mother Earth. We use shells, little stones. When we smudge, we take that breath, and as we take that breath, we're connecting to our spirit. And as we take her, we wash our body and we take that breath. And what we're doing is we're getting rid of all those things that are stuck to us that we don't want today. Maybe I have sadness. Maybe I just need to relax. And then we pray. We pray to acknowledge Mother Earth and Creator and everything around us. So this is why we smudge. And this is why when we gather sage and invite women to come with their children and to pick sage, so they can begin in a good way.